and they call them Bucks. Yep. Man, I need Curtis's dad to get that book out, especially for when FB season, football season starts, so we can really see it in real time, how they use their language towards their brothers on the field. Crazy part about it is they're getting better about it. What's up, Erica? They're getting better about it, but they're finding other coded ways to do it. But you know what? Since you're looking at the NBA playoffs right now, they do the same thing in basketball too. I'm a Laker fan. I love all the Lakers in my life. I ain't never seen so many white superstars on a Laker team in my life. Okay, there ain't nothing wrong with that. I love Luka. I love for Austin Reeves. I might get a jersey, both of them. But watch the way that they talk about
today
their superb basketball IQ. Because you're not going to say that Luka got crazy athleticism. You got to talk about something, and they talk about. And I know he's not pure. Okay, I'm just saying, look at the way they talk about Austin Reeves. And instead of saying the same thing about a LeBron or who else? A Roy, they'll say things like, he's so crafty. Look at that sneaky little move.
it's the Kansas
So you don't want to give it to his intelligence, but you give it to him being, that's crafty, that's sneaky, which is very loaded language to describe someone that you can easily say the same thing that you would say
Here's
about.
The kick. Ready to get this one started. And we are underway from Kansas City.
But they'll say everything except for that. Why? Because they know they have a certain power in front of that microphone. So now that's going to get called out. They love saying sneaky. That's a sneaky little play. What? Yeah. They think we dull, but we see them in 7D. Oh God.
Now a play fake here on first down.
Man,
that
conversation
Daniel Bellinger
is going to be
He'll
a
be
full
dropped
circle
after a gain of about 6 across the 30
so much
to
of
the
the stuff that I
31.
talk about is stuff that
They'll come up now second and 4
brought me
from
up
the 31.
For y'all to get to meet him, I think it's going to be really, really dope. So looking forward to that. But before that happens, look at this. Imagine this, Eric. Lamar Jackson is athletic and he's called lazy by his own coach during his contract negotiations. How does one have the physicality that Lamar Jackson has and still is lazy?
I think when they look at their offense,
Just
they
think
think to
about that.
themselves,
Think how stupid that
weapons
sounds.
everywhere.
How
They
do you
want to move
have
the ball
the
around. They
body,
want
the
to spread it to
physical
different
build, the
people.
professional
But you
athletic
absolutely know
build
they want to
that
get
a
this
Lamar
man
Jackson
involved
has,
as well.
and you're
And that's
still
what they
seeing
just
it's
did
lazy.
on that play.
2 yards the loss, second and 12.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for.
Like
One of the best in the league.
your own argument
They'll
doesn't
come
even
at
make
you from
sense.
all angles, and they did a nice
And I
job
think
there
that
stopping him for a loss.
those folks who push these narratives are not used to
throw on second down.
aggressive pushback coming from places as free as YouTube, as free as Instagram, as like we literally have access that these narratives have not had access to before, quite like this. Yeah, not the coach negging a professional athlete. That's crazy. When his ass can't even get through a full game of bowling.
Pulled in by Bellinger.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth. I don't care if they have an ass nice body shape. I'm just saying, you got a whole lot to say about a professional athlete, talking about how lazy he is. And it's like, when it's the white athlete, they're not lazy. They're uninspired.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Listen to that next time. That's the terminology. They're not lazy. They're uninspired, unmotivated. A two-time MVP lazy. I wish I could be lazy enough to win. I wish I could be lazy and win awards. How does shit work?
Shy of the
How does shit
20
work?
on the edge of the red zone. It's a
Daring
pickup of 10 and a Bears
draft
first down.
workouts, they want him to be a wide receiver because they don't want to give them praise, but the white counterparts do the same thing. Yeah,
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground,
but
and
once
that'll make
again,
it
there goes
second
another
and
one of
4.
those. He's not cheating the fans out of an experience to see him in their city.
Operating from
He's
the
merely
gun.
resting.
Williams.
He's recovering so that he can
Throw
save
out
his body
wide,
for the
gonna be
playoffs.
incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal
When's the
attempt
last
after
time
that
you heard
incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on third down.
a conversation about
Now Williams from the gun
even
on third
Tom
down.
Brady, what does this mean for his legacy?
Here, that's complete. And the Bears are going to have
What
first
does this
and
bowl
goal as they
mean
try
in
to
terms
finish
of like
off
will
this
his
drive with
legacy be
6
ruined?
points.
Not in terms of
That's a
like
big
his
conversion
overall
there
being
on
one of the best
third down,
quarterbacks,
and this
but
has been a great opening
his
drive.
legacy will be
You know, at
ruined
this
by a
point,
regular
they'd
season
hate to
game that
settle
really
for
has no
3, but they
implications
created
upon
a
his
fresh
entire
set of
career.
downs and a first and goal.
But yet, I hear that argument all the time
First
about
and goal, a chance for an early statement here on
tonight's
the
game
road.
is going to be a
Looking to throw. Nowhere
dent
to go
in
here. He
the
lost
legacy
the
of
football.
the
And it's picked up by the Chiefs.
What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Perfect example. Tony Romo. They gave that man so many excuses, but in reality, he just saw,
It's a cardinal sin by the
And I say
quarterback.
that not trying
Know where you are on the field.
do the same thing that we're making accusations of, and that I can't do the
Instead of
things
getting
Tony
down,
Romo do.
takes the contact.
Right?
The
I used to
turnover
think that I could beat
ensues. Here's the
a
Chiefs
player like
offense for their first possession,
Brian
and it's
Scalabrine. I
Patrick
can't beat no
Mahomes
damn
at
Brian Scalabrine.
quarterback.
He's still
And
a
he just
professional
continues to
athlete.
throw
I couldn't beat him
touchdown
today.
pass after
Right?
touchdown pass, leading the league here
But
down the
yeah,
final stretch
that's
of
the
the year.
point. I'm a
Guys will
Bengals
say that
fan,
the
but the way
numbers
Joe
and the rankings,
Burrow
they
is
don't
treated
matter to him
compared to
very
Lamar
much.
Jackson is
But I don't know how
wild.
much I
He's still
actually
a lot
believe
more
that.
shit than
Sure, he's team
Lamar.
first, but I think
Joe
everyone would
Burrow
like to see him finish
readily
number
acknowledged
1,
this.
including
Good
himself.
for him.
They'll start the drive here with
Good for him.
Pacheco. And he will take this
Bro,
out to
went for a
about the
Super
8-yard
Bowl.
Laces
line.
out, Romo. That's crazy. After all, just remember remember in the 80s, they thought that quarterbacks was too complex because blacks couldn't grasp the complexity of the playbook. Talk about it.
Saying, we don't think you can get the first down against our defense.
There used to be a time where my pops was like, he wasn't a Houston Oilers fan, but he loved to see a black quarterback get the
The run
opportunity
only got a yard. Here's
debunk
second and
that
9.
narrative. And Warren Moon, he loved seeing Randall Cunningham be Randall Cunningham. But some of these brothers had to be so perfect. And even then, they still got ridiculed. They still got, that comes with the sport. It comes with the stage. But boy, oh boy. I put up a tweet the other day because yesterday was the, I think, 77th or 77th anniversary of the first time that Jackie Robinson stepped on the field.
Pacheco gets it up
as the first black athlete or first black professional baseball player. And when I thought about the amount of, not the movie version, but the amount of vitriol
for the Bears,
and
they were
violent
terrific last week in the win over Denver.
And as in
language that he heard
takeaways are
from a
always a
crowd
big key. They're always discussed on
in that
defense.
period in
There's
the
an
40s.
emphasis there. And they came away
And
with
how
3
he went up there and
interceptions
played
in that
ball
game.
and did not flinch and went on to become still one of the best MLB players, not just black, but one of the best
Mahomes
MLB players of all time. It had me thinking different about the way that I view some things that happen in my life. I say, you know what, I got nothing against
conversion.
Ain't nothing too big for
After
me.
getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
We talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover,
From the game, he
gave the
just
ball to
won.
the
He got
offense. It's
harassed
now
in
the
the
offense's
hotels.
responsibility to pay that off for them, to show
What the fuck am I
respect to
complaining
them.
about?
Hey, you guys
I
got the
really
turnover.
got-
We appreciate it. They want to continue their drive.
And nothing much
Speaking
materializing
just
there
for
on the
me,
first down
right? I'm
run.
not
He'll
trying to
get a
speak for
couple, and
everybody's
that's it.
experience, but that's
So,
speaking just for
CD,
me.
here we are. You look at how well this offense
First
has
black
played
man in
all
their
year.
league. We had our own
16-0.
league. Yeah, one of my
Now,
favorite
most
players in
years,
the
they'd be at
quote-unquote
home
Negro
right now
leagues was
enjoying
Satchel
time off
Paige.
for their perfect season, getting
I
ready for
love
the
Satchel Paige's
postseason.
story.
But this is the decade
I
of the
love Satchel
2020,
Paige.
so
I
that
want a
means
Satchel. I still want a
17
Satchel Paige
games
jersey.
are what's needed to get through a
It's one of
perfect
my favorites
season.
coming up.
Would a win here make them
In
an
terms of the
all-timer for
stories
you?
I heard, I was too young to
It
even know.
absolutely would.
They're like, damn, you pop off for real.
Apples to
All right,
apples because of
let
the
me go
length
eat
of
some
regular
food.
seasons. But if you think
And
back to the
let's circle the block
1972
and
Dolphins,
come back
they
and
were
let's talk
14-0
about
in the
the
regular
one-year
season.
anniversary
3
of the
wins
7-minute
made them a
drill
Super
song.
Bowl champion, so they
And
were
really
17-0
see how some of
total.
these things have
Imagine
aged
getting through
as we
17
get
now,
into this next.
and then
It's going to be
continuing
funny
on and
because
winning the Super
we're going
Bowl.
to realize this
They're an
year
all-timer team
just how
already for me.
short of a period this
Gain of
entire
5 as they move the
battle
sticks.
was. Epiphany was coach. Yeah, let's talk about that. But DIYers, thank you so much. One more time, round of applause for you.
Here's Pacheco once again.
Make sure you hit the like button.
And he
This
can
is
only
one real
manage
ask
to
I
get a
have.
couple.
Hit the like
2nd and
button.
8 coming up. You look at this
Here's,
Bears defense. And this unit, very tough to throw against. Currently second best
I
in
gotta
the
go this
NFL.
there.
Yeah, this has been a good defense, but they're going to have to really prove it in this one because guess what? They're facing the number one passing offense in the NFL.
30 minutes.
Definitely a prove it
30
day for
minutes.
them.
30, 40 minutes, because I got to make the thumbnail too. Eat some food. So let's just say an hour. About an hour. I'll be back. My son just got home from school, so I want to
now
say,
Mahomes throwing on second down.
Talk to my wife and be back here again, but
that ball
we're gonna do
caught.
this
It's
really after
Rice.
one more time.
And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds.
Good guy.
Second catch for him today, and they'll wind up a first down. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field,
the
all they're
conversation
thinking
that
is finish this drive off because they took it away, right? So now you've got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down for the touchdown on them. Look out. You've won the mental battle early in the game, and that may carry over for you.
And I have so many questions about those questions I can actually ask.
Another completion here on this opening drive, and he's now perfect 4 of 4 to start. Pretty solid execution here.
And how about how everyone's handled their nerves? Because you know what it's like to start a ball game. You're so
DIY
amped up and ready to go. But sometimes the execution isn't there. They've been flawless so far. Well drilled, well prepared, and excited to start this game.
Have an amazing day.
6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
A quick burst here, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent game.
Man, what if he does? I better do my shit then, right? Because I would love to have the opportunity to sit down
on play action, it's Mahomes.
Have an artist-to-artist conversation above anything else.
Caught.
All of the messy shit. We already know what time they on.
Travis Kelce with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Chiefs take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first, an ideal drive.
Make sure that you go back to that meeting with the offensive coordinator. We told us with some teams are script to forward in the early part of the game. Other teams are script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and that makes the score 7-0. So that one a long 11-play drive, and it culminates in a Travis Kelce touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Roberts electing not to try it, and this will come out to the 25. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. They had the fumble on the last drive, wound up leading to the opening touchdown. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Back to throw. Williams. Looking left side, that's caught by Moore. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Back-to-back good plays.
All right, man.
First down. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. Oh, and that is well read defensively. A great job of setting the edge, and that little touch pass is going to turn into a loss. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Looking to throw. Williams steps away to his left. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. Williams on first down. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. It's Brian Branch with it. And the return comes to a halt right at the... So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot, but what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say 200 plus?
Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. You look at this Bears defense. And this unit, very tough to throw against, currently second best in the NFL.
And the easy thought process is that stopping the run is the least of their problems because they're facing the #1 passing team in the NFL. But if they don't stop the run as well, then that just opens up the passing game even more. They've got to do both.
13 yards on his first catch. It's a first down as well. Mahomes now to throw. Caught. Kelsey, left side. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 10 more there and another first down.
Well, it's almost as if they didn't leave the field after their first drive. They picked right up where they left off. Another good throw there. And this offense, humming here in the early going.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. And again, it's Mahomes. And now this
Come on, dog.
He just blindly threw that one to the sideline. And, you know, indeed, the flag is out. Yeah, he hadn't gotten far enough away from the pocket to throw that football away, and that draws the flag.
Yeah, the old tackle box, right? Get outside of each tackle, and then you can go ahead and throw it away, and you're in good shape. But if you're back there in the pocket, you got to make sure of what you're doing.
And he'll go out of bounds.
3rd and 12,
just
nigga.
inside the 20. So the completion results there in 9 yards, and they'll be facing a 3rd and 12.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. Buying time to his left. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. An incomplete pass on 1st down. Here's 2nd and goal. Now receiver in motion left. Now here's Mahomes. That is caught by Rice for a Kansas City touchdown. 4 yards on the touchdown grab. And the Chiefs have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Well, they have to be loving this start to the first quarter.
Well, the way that they're going, I mean, you're talking about 2 touchdown drives already. They feel very confident and feel like they have all the answers in this game. They're 1 point away from going up 14-0. Maybe they press the advantage and go for 2.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and that'll make the score 14-0. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Going good.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the
I like this, man.
This first quarter.
We balling.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Damn, I thought it'd be later than this.
Here's Williams. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Over the middle.
They just gave him that shit.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down.
Here we go.
Back to throw. Williams. His throw incomplete.
Oh, Sneed.
2nd and 10. Back to throw again. And he comes back with one complete. Room to maneuver at the 35. He's to the 15.
That's my stupid ass trying to go for the... Yeah.
A great play there. 57 yards. And the Bears have got it back to within a score.
Can't go for the hit stick all the time.
Patterson up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7.
Still gonna win the game, bro.
The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And the end result is a Bears touchdown. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. Well, this offense looks like they have a little extra pep in their step as they take the field here for drive number 3. Because remember, Charles, drives 1 and 2 both ended in the end zone.
Yeah, right now they've just got to be careful not to lean into overconfidence because every drive has a life of its own. But I like the way that they've started, the way that they're going about doing things right now. They've got a chance for that 3rd consecutive touchdown, and that would be a crushing blow to the defense.
Short throw hauled in by Kelsey, and he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45.
What does that even mean, yo?
That one's on the former Patriot, Joe Tooney. Here's Mahomes to throw. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Trav, we gonna eat on this one, man. I'm gonna feed you, bro.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Trying to get you over 10 catches.
Now Mahomes. No hesitations, they go right back to Kelsey. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. They fake the give. Now Mahomes. Open man right side is Rice. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
And, partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more.
No views.
He's just going to angle himself towards
you watching, though, fam? What does that say? I got 1,000 subscribers. What are we talking about?
Mixon with a first down carry.
I notice when I get on here late at night, that's when I get the most trolls for some reason.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing.
The trolls come out late at night on YouTube.
From the 32-yard line now, here's a 2nd down and 4. The slot man in motion right. Now here's a fake on the jet sweep with Pacheco. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Nigga, something about I ain't got no views, got 115 subscribers. You can't make this shit up.
Mahomes looks to throw on 3rd down. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And
that's funny as hell.
Going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
Yeah, and on 3rd down, you know those pass rushers, they're in the starter's block. They're just waiting for the pistol to fire. You can almost hear the defensive coaches on the sideline pre-snap. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Really good job there of identifying it and making the play to force 4th down.
And he's able to
good job, Steele.
Down here before he goes down at the 26. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down. So this offense able to convert on 4th, and now a fresh set of downs here. 1st and 10. Play action. Now it's Mahomes. Now that'll be caught by St. Brown. And That's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line.
Come on, Pacheco.
Get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Now, that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone.
Block this lame ass nigga off my shit.
And add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
On first down, they go back to Pacheco. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Tremaine Edmonds there to bring him down. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Here's a 2nd and 8. They go play fake. Mahomes escaping the pressure right. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
I certainly like what he did right there because he smartly wanted to avoid forcing anything downfield because nothing appeared to be open. Nice harmless slide there to avoid the big hit, and he gets a small gain on the play.
There we go.
Take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco. That's his 19th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Chiefs go up by 2 touchdowns. Extra point by Butker is on target, and it's now 21-7. So that one a 13-play drive in total. And in the end, it's capped off by a 7-yard run. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And Roberts choosing not to bring this one out. Another drive coming up for this Chicago offense. As this offense comes back out here, Charles.
That shouldn't even got that touchdown, though, bro.
And they've been on the sideline for a while.
There we go.
Last time out, but they just had to watch that long, sustained drive, so we'll see if they can shake the rust off.
Yeah, and that's always a question that you have when you have to come off the bench after having sat there for a long time. Are you ready to go? Are you loosened up? But even more so, are you mentally alert and ready to put your best product out there?
And he roams across the 20 to the 24-yard line. What do they have for this? 3rd and 11. Looking to throw. Williams.
Pop that ball.
Pulled in by Bellinger. Only able to gain a couple there. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. This is taken at the 23. A very good kick there, but 15 yards on the return. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. The Chiefs in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38. Here's Pacheco to begin the drive. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Granted, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Mahomes to throw on 2nd down. That'll be caught by Rice.
I'll take it.
5 yards on 1st down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on 2nd.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield to gain any yardage. be the third down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. They'll go for it. It's Mahomes. Flushed out right. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's brought down. Now it's Mahomes again. Pitch and catch here to Travis Kelce.
Good job.
Ran a perfect defense in this situation.
I was in a dark room, loud room, with my drawing, you fucked up my cup. The crowd moved.
Stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Mahomes now on first down. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Rashee Rice halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50. And the Chiefs take a 3-touchdown lead in the second quarter, and already his second touchdown reception.
Absolutely the definition of a difference maker here in this first half. Clearly one of his quarterback's favorite targets in this game, and I figure he's going to draw a little more attention and coverage moving forward.
Extra point by Butker is on target. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it winds up with the Chiefs hitting pay dirt. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
Alright, so I got him. I'm just going to give him 110 yards, I think it is.
And this will come out to the 25. The Chicago offense set to get started. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Trying to get out wide, but he's going to be tackled right near the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play.
First we feast.
Back to throw. Williams. There's a short throw. It's caught by...
Bro, that was like 2 niggas on him. Pause.
Get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. Third catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Williams now throwing on first down. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. So, roughing the passer penalty, never one that you like to see.
Not at all, and especially when you're in that final push of the season. You can't afford to get your quarterback hurt before the playoffs roll around. And we know they'll be here before you know it.
Now Williams on 1st and 10. And he's got his big wide receiver complete. Touchdown, Chicago. A great effort there with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Bears get a bit closer. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And that cuts the lead to 28-14. So that drive, 4 plays. And it culminates in a touchdown for Chicago.
Oh,
He
yeah.
elects not to bring this one out as his guys will take over.
Good job. 2-minute warning. 3 timeouts.
Pacheco and the offense back out. He's over 40
some
yards
shake.
here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. This will be stopped.
They hating, bro. I know they ain't gonna call holding again.
Gain, 2nd and 2.
Oh my God, bro. Let us live, dog.
So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the
Shoot,
position.
bro.
That's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
To throw, it's Mahomes. Caught by Allen.
I like that.
That's a gain of 11. Would have been a first down if not for that penalty moments ago. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Pass incomplete.
Bro, stop. What the fuck, man?
This might be a roughing call.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I needed that. Thank you so much.
We talk about the lengths officials
Dumbass.
go to protect star quarterbacks.
That make up for that holding call.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks.
All right, Pat.
When it's a
This
star
will.
back there, even more so.
We ain't playing in the second half.
About throwing the flag.
On first down, Mahomes. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete.
Let's go.
And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. That one good for 12 yards into Kansas City first. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Now a leaping catch.
Wow.
They're going to hurry back to the line now. Mahomes to throw once more. He'll get this one underneath to Kamara. Now this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts.
Man, I'm eating with Trav, dog.
Stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. 2nd down and a little more than a yard here. They'll send Rice.
I know he was gonna trail me.
On 2nd down, here's Mahomes. Forced out to his left. And he just...
We good. Don't trip.
Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. They'll try for the first with Pacheco.
Good job. No huddle.
And quickly, they get to the line. They go play action. Now Mahomes. It'll buy some time right. And that'll be caught. It's St. Brown. It's so close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. That gain of 15 gets him on the doorstep. 1st and goal. Late in the season now, MVP chatter starts, and he might be on the fringe. This is always an award that goes quarterback, running back, usually quarterback. A lot of bias. Does he deserve consideration?
He more than deserves consideration.
2 rushing touchdowns.
The way the game is played in the NFL now, it's a pass-first league, right? So that means that people are going to adjust their defenses for him each and every week.
All right, Pacheco, it's on you.
Numbers. I know the quarterbacks, the running backs get it, but he should be firmly in the race for MVP.
Pacheco is into the end zone. Touchdown, Kansas City. So another rushing touchdown for him this year. Boy, he's found the end zone quite a bit so far. Charles, that now an even 20 scores on the season.
And you know how often we use the term, probably I overuse the term, imposing their will? Well, these defenses have become really powerless to stop him. That's what we've seen from him and his team this year. You know he's getting the ball down here in the red zone, but he's just got that strength of will himself, and he's used it to great effect.
Good job.
Extra point by Butker is on target. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So that drive goes 8 plays.
All right, man. Pat, you done, bro. Third down, power back, I'm going to put. I got to do something about that punt return, too.
With a 1-yard touchdown run. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they...
Why would you call a timeout and you running the ball? That's stupid as hell, yo.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Looking to throw.
Oh, tight end.
There's a short throw. It's caught by Kmet. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Back to throw. Williams.
He should have fumbled that.
Right around the 43. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4. The final shot before break. Williams.
Told you.
Everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted.
Damn.
It's Brian Branch with it. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half.
Damn, I should have went the other way.
So we've come upon halftime here in... Hey, we get it. No time to waste. Playoffs starting next week. We skip right over halftime and get back to the action. Ready for the start of the third quarter. The Chiefs have the lead and set to receive the football. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Well, this offense, this team, they're moving right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
Back to Mixon on first down. And he'll take this
job, Joe.
About 4, 2nd down coming up.
I was going to kill a couple rappers, but they did it to themselves. I was going to do it with the flow.
At their pace. This is
didn't need no help.
Sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he's going to be out of bounds here all the way down inside the 10. A big play there for KC. And even 40 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
The chain
Take
gang
us home,
to
Joe.
catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. They'll give it to Mixon. And he's going to battle his way down right around the 2-yard line. 46 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
That's good hard running right there on 1st and goal. That gets him down to the 2 and puts a lot more pressure on that defense.
Mixon again. And
God damn!
Defensively, they're able to keep him out of the end zone.
Come on, bro.
Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone, trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
A chance to really put this game out of reach. Here's 3rd and goal. They'll look to throw. Touchdown! Travis Kelce. Career touchdown number 136. Tying it with Marshall Faulk for 7th on the all-time list. And the Chiefs take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And Roberts choosing not to bring this one out. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. A CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the 2nd half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
Bruh, I could have got that.
You know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. With that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have the Bears 1st down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. Looking to throw. Williams. There's a short throw. It's caught by Kmet. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it. And it's 2nd down.
Damn, I hate Joe got tired and shit.
Now he's loose again. And he's going to get it down to the 14-yard line. A huge play there for Chicago. 43 yards. That's a nice explosive play there. This defense told us we have to have our eyes right on their RPO sets, and they did not have their eyes right.
I love that term, eyes right, meaning they have to be in the proper place and read your keys. And a smart thinking guy running an offense can see when you break down on that.
Ah, shit. Safety exhausted.
11 more yards that go around. A 1st down as well.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago. Followed it up with another nice one.
Hey, let's get it, bro.
Before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
They'll try to run this one in. And he takes
Oh, my God. He got that, yo?
Touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Bears are able to cut into that deficit. Patterson now for the extra point. And that'll cut the lead back now to 21. So the drive winds up going 75
Ah,
yards
fuck
in
it.
7 plays. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring
We're
run.
gonna keep scoring on their ass anyway. They can't stop our offense.
And he's going to get this across the 20 as he's out of bounds at the 23. Here's the Kansas City offense.
I can get some reps
to take over. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. They'll begin on the ground with Akers. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. What I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Got a shutdown corner.
2nd down, they'll go with Akers again. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line.
Good job.
There at a 1st down.
That was a good, nice, crisp run for a 1st down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion. All right, Charles, as a former defensive back, how disheartening to actually catch it, but just not be able to stay in bounds there defensively.
Well, extremely, because you know the rap against us defenders is that we're frustrated offensive guys who can't catch. And he caught it. Just couldn't get his feet down in bounds. It's that second part that finished off the play for him.
Good job, Trail.
Up just short of the 45 at the 44. That catch puts him right at 100 yards receiving now, and it also gives him a 1st down.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. From the 46, here's the 2nd and 8. They're going to look to throw. That one caught by Rice. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe.
Good catch, yo.
He decided to run a hitch route. Really
man, make sure y'all like this video, man. I see I got 5 people watching. Show some love, man. Like the video.
But it worked really well.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
Ah! We going for it. We going for it.
It's incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense that's certainly coordinated. Both levels
We're going
doing
for
their jobs
it.
in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got.
Hey, yo, that's crazy. The back. What? What do they be saying on here sometimes?
This offense 2 for 2 converting on these thus far, so why not try again here on 4th down? They'll go for it. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
There you go.
And he is caught. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Not often do 4th down conversions result in 23 yards, but that's the case here. 1st down. Again, he'll drop to throw.
Oh, man, that was a touchdown.
Pressure got to him as he released it.
That was a touchdown. Yo, let me get 74 out of here.
It's
a left tackle.
We're headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Now a 2nd and 10. Inside handoff to Mixon.
Come on, Joe.
25. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the 1st. Rice will go in motion left. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Rice. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. He Has a first down, and that catch will also put him over 100 yards receiving now on the afternoon.
Oh, he only needs 4 more.
Throw right there. Gets it to his man right in stride. And I think that throw kind of exemplifies what we've seen from this offense throughout this game. They've been in rhythm. They've been sharp. They've been on it. And they pick up another first down there.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Mix it up the middle. And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
2nd and 6. Flush to his right.
There we go.
And that's caught. It's Kelsey. Touchdown, Kansas City. It's a 6-yard touchdown pass. And the Chiefs are able to stretch out their lead. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that as he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the second-year quarterback.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Roberts electing not to try it, and this will come out to the 25. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much...
How they gonna do it? Got pistols and choppers. We really bad at the music. Niggas been gossiping like some
yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Being chased out left. Well, the result here,
he bald as hell, man. He gonna fumble that rock, man.
2nd down. Now he'll try to run with this. And he probably should have given that one off as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Back to throw. Williams.
Ah, damn! Fuck!
And he'll be brought down with a first
He stay keeping me hell, man. Oh, no, that ain't Kimmett. That's another tight end. They got some big-ass tight ends on their roster.
On short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they
Where that tight end at? Oh, all right, there you go, there you go.
Picks up the first down and then some.
On first down, they'll run it on the draw play. He's able to force his way through one man, but he can muster only about a yard on the play. 2nd down. Operating from the gun, Williams. He's going to hit his man.
Oh, my goodness, yo.
And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 21. And they'll try to run the option here. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. Williams to throw on 2nd down. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's
oh, man. Balls up, man. 4th quarter.
The final play of the 3rd quarter. 1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal.
Yeah, that's holding.
He'll take this into the end zone. Now
hold it.
So let's see what this is about.
66.
So take away the touchdown. It's kind of been one of those games for these guys.
I think it's safe to say that that type of a play just added to their misery, right?
Looking to throw. Williams. This is caught.
Oh,
Touchdown,
my God, bro.
DJ Moore. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Bears get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And that'll cut the lead back down to 21. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. To return it, Alvin Kamara. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. KC's offense ready to take over. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard.
That's the fuck we do.
They've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. We'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be
bro to break his record, bro.
Execution overall.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down.
There we go.
Finds his man.
That'll do it.
That's Rice. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Here's a give to Mixon. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps.
What you got from me, Trav?
Exactly what you just described. Manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage. They're powering through, and they're controlling this game.
And that's
man, he is him. He is him.
Travis Kelce, 27 yards. And the Chiefs look poised to reach 17-0 as they add on to their lead. And a decisive advantage became even more decisive. They already had the win in hand, but they keep pressing the tempo, and they pile on with another touchdown reception.
Would you consider that touchdown a reward to all the tight ends on their roster for their effort today? Not just running their routes, but all the time they spent in the trenches, laying down blocks, doing the little things to help that offense succeed. And for doing all of that, they definitely want one of their tight ends to get a touchdown to really seal this blowout.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards. A big fourth quarter.
Come on, McDuffie, you should have got that.
And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing again. Williams. A short throw pulled in by Bellinger. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. This offense so far on third down, they've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3. Back to throw. Williams. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49.
I'm going to say, yeah,
so
fuck it.
Tread backward on the holding penalty.
And I know that they're going to get coached up and they'll get yelled at a little bit, but let's face it, it is hard not to do at the speed and pace that they play.
Here's Williams from the gun on 3rd down. Oh, had his hands on it.
He's going to go for
it. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Oh, I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big 3rd down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive.
There we go.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Trent McDuffie with a pick. And a return across midfield into the 46-yard line.
Partner's bad enough when you just can't hold on to the football. But when your quarterback's throwing it to the other team, that's 3 interceptions now, 4 turnovers for the game. You really have no chance to win the football game.
Handoff to Mixon. Josh Paschal there to bring him down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from...
Oh, yeah, we just in sync, bro.
Now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They've been
I gotta get him that 100 yards, dog.
And they haven't let up here even into the 4th quarter.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Eluding the pressure right. He finds his man complete. That's right.
Horse collar. Yeah.
So give him the yardage.
Yeah, buddy.
And half the distance to the goal line.
Because they're inside the 30, so now you don't march off the full 15.
All right, Joe, what you got for me, man? Get a touchdown, bro.
In any event, that's precious real estate given up.
And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6.
Come on, Joe.
That time, 2nd and goal.
You know, when this offense gets down here near the end zone,
it's a to a non-believer.
Excellent job stopping there on 1st down.
Anything.
6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal.
Make it out alive.
Receiver here in motion right. Here's a fake on the jet.
God damn, Joe.
And he's going to press.
Bro does not want to get in the goddamn end zone.
It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to set up a 3rd and goal. Mixon. And Mixon.
Are you fucking serious, bro?
And they'll stop him short. Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on 4th and goal. You know what? I know it's 4th down and they've got a big lead, but go for it.
Yeah, and why not, right? Because they have the big lead. But don't you have to have a little bit of admiration for these guys on the defensive side of the ball? They've been shoved around this entire game, and they're making a nice goal line stand here. It would be fun to see them stop them on 4th down, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but it's like putting whipped cream on broccoli at this.
Let me challenge that shit first.
Plenty of shouts from this crowd as they watch the replay. They want a challenge, and they're going to get one. The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for
that might be a touchdown. Exactly right. I ain't mad either way, but it might be a touchdown.
Just trying to get the right sight line to the football, that's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
Okay, that wasn't a touchdown.
So the challenge does not sway the official's decision. Spot of the football going to remain right where it is. And I guess guess not content to get another 3 here late. They'll try to add 6 more as they go on 4th and goal. They'll run with Mixon, and he's going to take it into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Joe Mixon with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Chiefs start to open this lead even wider here in the 4th. No hesitation on the decision to go on 4th and goal from the 1, and they punch it in.
And I do believe that field position factors in there, too, because even if they don't get in, you're going to force the other guys to go the full 99 yards. And to me, a good calculated risk, which actually paid off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And Roberts choosing not to bring this one out. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but self-inflicted wounds. They've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be...
I never understood why when teams be down by like a couple touchdowns, they should go no huddle.
They're going to have to sit in that film room.
Keep the defense off balance.
They made and figure out.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
They'll run on 1st down with Akers. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25. An 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs 1st down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Short throw hauled in by Kelsey. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just kind of give us that look like that's what he's paid to do. So it's a very unusual situation. I'd want him out. They tend to move him in.
That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown, you will too. You're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the 2nd one.
Now they'll send a tight end in motion left. And they'll run again. Pushing for the end zone, but he's not going to get there. They stop him just shy of the goal line. Call it a gain of a couple. The defense stiffening here. It's 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I count 6 shots. Busting up the bendo.
You probably go and play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball.
Bro, come on, man. That was a touchdown.
It being 4-down territory.
Only a yard there, so it brings up 4th and goal. Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what, right?
Yeah.
It's an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. And I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it or throw it. I don't just want one static play.
Here we go with Kamara, and he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. A touchdown run there from a yard out, and the Chiefs continue to run up the score. They lead it big here in the 4th. Everybody in the stadium knew what they were going to do right there, CD. 3 tight ends on the field, all that extra bulk, and they run it in.
And you saw where that one went, right? You run it over your best blocker. I can just see the head coach right now. I want to run this one over the big boy. And they got it done.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Roberts electing not to try it, and this will come out to the 25. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD, but unfortunately, the second half, Williams loses the football.
How the fuck you don't get the ball?
Able to recover his own fumble.
That's some bull, bro.
Fortunately for him, that ball stayed close so that he could recover it on his own.
And you know the prayers that were going through his head as the ball escaped from him? How happy was he at the end of it when he found the football again, able to retain possession?
Williams' throw complete here to Kmet. And he'll be out of bounds near the 30. In fact, right on the 30. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down. The offense on third down, they've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This will be 3rd and 5. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. The Chicago passing game on point. They've got another first. Operating from the gun, Williams. And now a fumble. The ball's out. And it's
there we
picked
go.
up by the Chiefs.
There we go. There we go, man.
And I don't know that fumble's going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the 4th. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help them improve.
They go play action here on first down. He finds his man, complete. It's Rice. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. And a nice gain of 21 yards. They have been unstoppable this afternoon, Charles. They just went after them from the start. And pass plays like we just saw, they're continuing their dominance here despite the big lead in the 4th quarter.
And that they have in every way. And plays like that across all phases of the game, they've just been...
And he will go down outside of the
I saw it, I said
sack.
that.
Tried to get away, but could not.
That's all right, I said
He
that.
winds up losing a yard. It's 2nd down. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
Tough spot here, 3rd down and 11. He'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let it go deep. Right sideline.
Unbelievable,
Incomplete.
man.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Man open, it's St. Brown. He's got it. And he is going to have the Chiefs first down on what will be a big play there on 4th and long.
Tell you what, partner, the way he's been slinging it in this one, I think he should be ticketed for a baseball cap and a set of headphones for the next drive. He's been absolutely sensational. But one thing we've both learned about quarterbacks in this league, they often stay on the field longer than you expect.
And he's going to push his way down to 12. 81 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Back to Mixon on 2nd down. And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8.
2-minute warning. 2-minute warning.
About a foot or two.
2-minute warning.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. This will be the 8th play of the drive, and it's 3rd and inches.
Try to get Joe 100 rushing yards, man. Hey.
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he'll be taken down.
God damn, bro. You be right there every time, my nigga.
The drive stays alive. A 3rd down gain of 8. Mixon trying to punch it in. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Man, are you kidding me?
He missed it wide to the left.
Something told me go for the 2-point conversion, bruh.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. The Bears offense out there set and ready to go. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things
almost
out, because now
midnight.
it's
It
not a
don't
total
pan
loss,
out.
because as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on,
but
moments where
she's
the
a
game plan
lover.
actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
And he's taken down, a Chiefs sack. That was Nick Bolton rushing in and burying him behind the line. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
One more stop. One more stop, man.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Williams. And incomplete on the deep ball.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Now here's Michael Dixon as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away.
All right, man.
He'll send this one into the Midwestern air, and it's a good one. Kamara now to return. Good blocking
Got 2
there. Nearly
timeouts.
sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Chiefs in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10.
Watch the air rusher.
Midfield at the 49. That one looks like he'll throw here. And that is
Ooh, that could have been ugly.
Their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp.
He got to work on his accuracy, though, bro.
Touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will
Nah, we ain't. We're going to treat it like a real in-game situation.
That gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out, because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Now another timeout called for.
Look at that nigga thinking that he frontin' on that man. Off my.
The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. 20.
Can't fuck with him. The best receiver on the fucking team.
A 1st down and then some. Give him 29 yards. Partner, I know we're still in the afternoon slate here. Some primetime games still on the docket, but it's going to be tough to top this effort. What an offensive performance we have seen. They have been unstoppable from the moment we began this game, and they're not holding back. They're still throwing the football here in the 4th.
They certainly are, and let me tell you something. If you're old school, you don't like this at all.
Ah!
But in today's football, you just go ahead and savor it. Watch a team execute at a high level. Doesn't matter what the scoreboard says.
Here's 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw again.
Oh, my God. They always give him a pick, bruh.
The football here as the ball will come out to the 20. CD, I know it's just This is his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. One final shot. They'll look to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. And he gets this up across the 30.
Undefeated season.
Well, this was a fun one today if you like points. A lot of them went on the board. Both offenses were clicking. Charles, these defenses, meanwhile, have a little something to clean up before their next contest.
Yeah, neither end zone had a stop sign in it, did they? I mean, for both sides, visit it, and with frequency. Not fun to be a defensive player, but on the offensive side of the ball, those guys had a blast. One team came away with a victory, even better for them.
So for the Chiefs, they make NFL history with this, their 17th win without a loss. A perfect 17-0 on the regular season. And now they'll have the week off as they get set to go after a Super Bowl title. Meanwhile, for the Bears, the loss means they'll finish up the regular season at 10-7. And it's going to be finger-crossing time as we await the final shakedown of this year's playoff picture. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Chiefs victorious here as we say so long.
I've always wondered what's the meaning behind your chest tattoo. That. So listen, man, we're going to be talking about the big show here, but I do want to ask you about the big controversy. You know, we mentioned at the top of the show that there was a controversial promo battle, if you will, on SmackDown. But what's been happening lately is a lot of chatter offline, and it's not on camera, but it is something that people are talking about and recording and posting. I'm talking about the back and forth with Swerve Strickland and Booker T. I don't know that you've ever even met Swerve Strickland, but I know you've been longtime great friends with Booker T. And I guess these guys have been friendly with each other and spoken well of each other. And I guess Swerve Strickland went on a hip-hop YouTube channel known as DJ Vlad. Shout out to that channel, because they have created a lot of controversy throughout the years. And now there's one in wrestling. I guess Swerve was holding Booker T accountable for the maybe infamous moment when Vince McMahon dropped the N-word. Booker T felt like he didn't have to defend himself. His resume speaks for itself. And he reminded everyone that racism didn't just stop in 1990. He had to deal with it in all walks of life, as well as wrestling. You and I are two white dudes, probably unqualified to chime in. You better believe it. But I do think it's interesting that you see a veteran and a guy in the game now, when they work in different companies, sort of going back and forth. As you and I are talking on a Monday afternoon, just last night when the camera stopped rolling, Swerve Strickland, after the main event of AEW, said, F Booker T.
I got to hear, what do you think of all this back and forth, and what do you think's next here?
There are a lot of things in this, a lot of things to go through. And as you've said many times, Conrad, your opinion can't be wrong. And, Swerve Strickland, I'm not going to get in any type of argument or fight with Swerve Strickland. Whatever his opinion was, that's his opinion.
That's right.
And that can't be wrong. And so I'm not going to take whatever he said, if he believes it, that's his opinion, and I have no issue with that. Now, I don't agree with it. Booker T, is one of my dear friends. I love Booker, and I saw Booker go through so much racist bullshit, in Texas. They come out there in his Texas. They drew money in the sportatorium, he and his brother, Stevie Ray. It was unbelievable. It was, Iceman King Parsons did as well there. But he had to deal with all kinds of racist shit over that. I've always considered Booker T as a pioneer, like same as I consider Ron, same as I consider Ernie Ladd or Big Daddy Sika or so many guys, Tony Atlas, Rocky Johnson, Teddy Long. I mean, so many guys that have come along and have, are real pillars in this business. And I consider Booker T in that. He paved the way. And as Ron would always say, he didn't just pave the way for, young black wrestlers. He paved the way for all wrestlers, because once you break down barriers, and Booker T broke down barriers, and when you break down a barrier, it's not because you're equal to what's on the other side. You break down that barrier because you're better than what's on the other side. That's why they choose you to break that barrier. The same thing with Jackie Robinson. They didn't choose Josh Gibson. They didn't choose Satchel, who's just as good or had a better resume. They chose Jackie because of who Jackie was. Now, Satchel came along later. Unfortunately, Josh had the heart attack and didn't, or brain tumor, whatever he had, and passed away. But guys like Booker are guys that break barriers because of who they are. And that's a remarkable thing. And that barrier that's broken opens things up for so many people. Now, all of a sudden, you look at it and go, okay, maybe we were wrong about black wrestlers. Maybe if we were wrong about black wrestlers, maybe we were wrong about women wrestlers or Indian wrestlers or Mexican wrestlers or anybody else. Once barriers start breaking, they start tumbling like dominoes. But somebody's got to be there to do it. And Booker and Ron are two of those guys. And I mentioned there's so many other guys that, before them that did it. But I always thought Booker was a guy that, certainly never had to defend himself. And so I disagree with Swerve. Respectfully, I disagree, because I think he's a very talented guy. And whatever he said is his opinion. Your opinions can't be wrong, because it's your opinion. But I love Booker, and it's a movie. It's either a movie or it isn't. When Vince says something like that, I mean, you have so many different movies. Hannibal Lecter chopped people up and ate them in a movie. It's either a work or it isn't. And that's not the time to my opinion. I think Booker's right about what he said. Now, that being said, it's created a lot of buzz. And so I don't know, I assume it's all, these guys have kind of got cross. But it's created buzz for both. And I think some of that is kind of cool, for these guys. If you're going to pick on somebody, Booker's about as big a name as you can get, and so part of that, I've always thought, Tracy Smothers did some stuff about me, but, back in the day. He goes independence. He had this big belly, and he'd put a suit. And he'd talk like Foghorn Leghorn. He was imitating me, and I thought I ought to send him some money, because all he's doing is promoting me, And so these guys are creating some buzz out there. I'm not sure that's bad. I used to kind of hate it, but now because of social media, they're the ones in the news. WrestleMania is coming up next week, and so no matter what you think, I mean, these two guys are in the forefront of what everybody's talking about. I saw RJ City say something about Taker a few months ago. When I saw it, it made me mad, because I love Taker, and I think he's wrong. But again, that's his opinion. But if you're going to do something, I mean, Taker's the guy, And so I didn't know what all RJ City did, so I looked him up. I realized that he's out there with Renee, and who I think is just fantastic. And it made me interested in what he did.
Yes.
And so some of this, I think, can go to your benefit. But you've got to also be careful, because Booker T is a very beloved guy. And it can backfire on you. And if people start taking Booker T's side, it can really backfire on you. And it depends on what you want. There's a fine line there. Same with RJ City and Undertaker. It can backfire on you. You see some guys out there that they want to get in a fight every week with somebody. Some of these internet writers and things like that, or not internet writers, but the guys who are doing videos, and they want to create some buzz just by, let's get in a fight with Ric Flair, let's get in a fight with Arn Anderson, let's get in a fight with Undertaker or somebody else, and after a while it just becomes white noise, and you become kind of blasé. People don't listen to you anymore. I think you got to be careful on that, but it does create some buzz. So a million things there, Conrad, and I hope I answered some of them, at least my opinion, which again, my opinion can't be wrong.
Yeah, and I, again, we said it at the top before I even threw it to you. I don't have an opinion on all the, what's good or bad for black wrestlers. I'll leave that conversation with Booker T and Swerve.
Me too.
I do think that it's a valid conversation. I do wonder if there was a different way to handle it or have that conversation. And I'm wondering, if in hindsight, Swerve went a little too hard in the paint on DJ Vlad with regard to Booker T. If he really felt that way, maybe they had that conversation offline. I don't know the nature of their real life relationship, but to your point, everybody's talking about this, but the unfortunate thing is, I don't think there's going to be a payoff. Like, I don't imagine all of a sudden Booker T shows up in AEW and there's a match, and we know that Swerve Strickland just re-signed. So this is just going to be some back and forth, and, it allows guys like us to talk about it, but then it just goes away because there is no payoff, right?
Right, there isn't, unless the payoff is to get your name bigger to do something else. And I don't know if these guys, are thinking that. It's tough to go, when you're talking on a talk show, and I've been in his first place many, many times, and he may have said exactly what he wanted, so I'm certainly not speaking for him. I cannot read his mind, and I'm not trying to. But I've gone where I had a point, I wanted to emphasize a little more, and sometimes when you're bantering with your boys, you say things you wouldn't say on air. But sometimes you get to there because you get all worked up. And I don't know if that's part of it or not. That's the problem with doing so many of these shows. You end up saying something, and people will take that little bit out of context and say, this is what this person said. It is what you said, but it wasn't the context of what you meant. And so these things happen. Shit happens. I don't think it's a big deal. I hope Swerve and Booker end up meeting up and shaking hands and becoming friends again, which I feel like they will. I know Booker very well. I don't know Swerve. I'd like to. He's very talented, but I hope that's what I hope happens.
Jacob Stemmel, and I'm from Bulls Gap, Tennessee. I was looking for a house, and Jason, when I talked to him, it seemed like he knew a lot about what he was talking about, and he was a big help with anything I ever needed. My first time buying a house, so I didn't know what I was getting into. It was a good experience. I closed actually a week earlier than planned. Anytime I needed help with anything or had any questions, he'd answer right away and help me learn a lot too. I would gladly recommend anybody. Y'all are a big help, and if I ever go to buy a house again, I'd go with y'all.